Today, we will analyze a three-span continuous beam using Clapeyron's three-moment theorem. So in the last video lecture, we have learned about the three-moment theorem, how to apply it, and we have analyzed a two-span continuous beam. Today, we will solve a three-span continuous beam. So here, the beam is A, B, C, D. It's a three-span continuous beam, A, B, B, C, and C, D. So they are asking draw the bending moment and shear force diagram for this continuous beam where the supports are at same level and EI flexural rigidity and constant. So we have a span AB whose length is 6 meter. We have a span BC whose length is 5 meter and span CD whose length is 4 meter. And we have a UDL over the span CD 3 kilonewton per meter, a point load on the span BC at a point F at a distance 2 meter from B, and we have a point load 10 kilonewton on the span AB at a distance 2 meter from A. So we will proceed step by step. Steps we have already discussed in the last video lecture. So quickly recapitulate or quickly look at the three moment theorem. So what three moment theorem says? Three moment theorem gives us a relation between the support moments of three consecutive supports. That means we can apply the theorem at a time for two consecutive span. So if there is a beam ABC continuous beam with two span and the consecutive spans are AB and BC, then according to Clapeyron's three moment theorem, if the supports are at rest or at a same level and EI is constant, then according to Clapeyron's three moment theorem, MA L1 plus 2MB L1 plus L2 plus MC L2 plus 6A1 X1 bar by L1 plus 6A2 X2 bar by L2 is equals to 0, where MA, MB and MC are the support moments at A, support moment at B and support moment at C, and L1 or L2 are the span of AB and span of BC. And here A1 is the free bending moment diagram of span AB and A2 is the free bend area of free bending moment diagram on span BC, and X1 bar, it is the CG distance of the free bending moment diagram, or we can say the CG distance of A1 from A, that means from left side, and where X2 is the CG distance of A2 or CG distance of the area of bending moment on BC span from C, that means from right side. Okay, so one X1 bar, that is also the CG distance of the bending area of bending free bending moment diagram on span AB, which we have to take from left side or from point A, and X2 bar, that is from point C. It is a CG distance of A2. Okay, so for our problem, we will proceed step by step. So what was our first step? Our first step was considering each span simply supported. Considering if you want to apply the Clapeyron's three moment theorem, then you have to at first consider each span as simply supported. Then, so considering each span simply supported, we need to calculate the bending moment and we have to draw the free bending moment diagram for this continuous beam. So we can easily draw the free bending moment diagram if we consider each support is simply supported. So let consider for the span AB. So for span AB, okay. So on span AB, we have a concentrated load at a distance 2 meter from A. So obviously, maximum bending moment at E, maximum bending moment at E will be equals to what we knew, W1 AB by L. Maximum bending moment for a concentrated load on a span, we know WAB by L. So here the value of W1 is 9 kilonewton into A value is 2 meter. What will be the value of B? So 6 minus 2 is equals to 4 by 6. So 2, 3, 3. So we have 12 kilonewton. 12 kilonewton meter, right? Now we need to calculate the, so we can easily now draw the bending moment diagram for the span AB, free bending moment diagram. So here at point E, we will have a bending moment value of 12 kilonewton, and that will be the inclined lines because we have a point load here. So 12 kilonewton meter. Now we need to calculate the maximum bending moment for span BC. Now for span BC. So where the maximum bending moment will occur? At point F, where the point load is acting. Then maximum bending moment at F will be, again, say 8 kilonewton load considered at W2 AB by L. So W2, the value of W2 is 8 into A value is 2 into what should be the value of B? This value 5 minus 2, that means 3 by L is 5. So if you calculate it, you will get 9.6 kilonewton meter. So again, we can draw the bending moment diagram for it. It will also be a triangle. So we have an inclined line from B to that value 9.6 and like, okay, now we need to calculate the maximum bending moment for CD span. So on CD span, a uniformly distributed load is acting and whose value is 3 kilonewton per meter. So for, write it down, for span CD. So obviously, it's a span with a uniformly distributed load. That means the maximum bending moment will occur at the center. For CD span, maximum bending moment or bending moment at center भी लिख सकते हैं, we can write it also. So the value will be W3. Say if we give the name of this length, so that will be L1, that will be L2, and that will be L3. W L square or L3 square by 8. So W3 is 3 kilonewton per meter, 3 into 4, the length, 4 square by 8 kilonewton meter. And if you calculate it, 4, 2, 2, okay, 6 kilonewton meter. So that will be a parabolic line because it's an UDL, and we have already know these things. Already these things have been cleared in the last video lectures. So this value is 6 kilonewton meter. So now we have the free bending moment diagram. So this one is your free BMD. So now we have the free BMD of this continuous beam. Now we step 2. What was step 2? Step 2 was calculate the area and CG of free BMD. Because if we want to apply the Clapeyron's theorem, then we need the area and the CG distance of each BMD. So here we have 3 span continuous beam, and we know we can apply the Clapeyron's 3 moment theorem for 2 consecutive span at a time. So for simplicity, we considered 2 span at a time. Okay, so at first for AB and BC span, to avoid the confusion and to make it more easy. So for AB and BC span, now for AB and BC span, we have the free bending moment diagram, right? So for AB span, we have a triangle with maximum bending moment 12 kilonewton meter, and for BC span 9.6 kilonewton meter. So now at first we consider these 2 span AB and BC because we want to apply the Clapeyron's 3 moment theorem, and we know that we can apply the Clapeyron's 3 moment theorem at a time for 2 consecutive span only. So for AB and for BC span, we consider the free bending moment diagram. So now tell me, so for this L1 will be equals to 6 meter. What is L1? That is the length of AB span. length of AB span. Okay. Now A1, that is the area of this bending moment diagram. A1. So what will be the value of A1? It's a triangle. Half into the base is 6 into the height is 12. So that will give you the value 36. Now we need to calculate the x1 bar. And what was the x1 bar? That is the CG distance of this area A1 from A, from the left side. That one is your x1 bar. So what will be the x1 bar? It's a triangle. Okay. If we have a triangle whose this side length is A1, say A, say for better understanding, say this one is A, this one is B, and if the total base length is L, then CG from A will be A plus L by 3, and CG from B will be B plus L by 3. Just remember it. Okay. So CG from A plus L by 3, CG from B plus L by 3. Or what you can do, you can consider these two triangles as separate triangles and you can calculate it. So here, what is the value of A? So 2 meter we know. 2 into what is the value of L here? 6 meters. So better write it down L1 because we consider the span AB as L1. So 2 plus, not multiplication, 2 plus 6 by 3. So that will give you 2.67. Now, what do we need to calculate? The area of free BMD on span BC. So A2, what is A2? That is the area of free BMD on span BC. So here consider L2 is equals to 5 meter, and what is L2 is, that is length of BC portion span. So area, that is also a triangle. So half into base width is 5 meter, 5 into 9.6. So that comes as 24. Please check the calculations again. And now we need to calculate the x2 bar. And what is x2 bar is? That is the CG of this A2. This one is A2. CG of this A2 from C. So x2 bar. So what will be the value of x2 bar here? B plus L by 3. So B plus, better write down L2 by 3. And what is the value of B here? 5 minus 2. That is equals to 3. So 3 plus 5 by 3. And that comes as again 2.67. Let me check again. 8 divided by 3. Yes, 2.666. That we can consider 2.67. Okay. So for AB and BC span, we got all these values, which will be useful to apply Clapeyron's three moment theorem. Now we have to do the same thing for span BC and CD, because at a time two consecutive spans. So now for BC and CD span, so I draw this diagram here separately. So again, so for this span we will consider L2, that means is equals to 5 meter, and that is actually the length of BC portion. Because at first we will apply the Clapeyron's theorem for AB and BC span, then we will apply this theorem for BC and CD span. So that is the span of BC, say L3. We consider this 4 meter. This is span of CD. Okay. So now A2, for this A2, that area of free BMD on BC span. on BC span. So it's a triangle and we have already calculated the value. So half into 9 into 5, right? Or 9.6, not 9 actually. 9.6 we have, yes, 9.6. So this one will be 9.6 kilonewton, not 9. 9.6 kilonewton meter. So here 9.6. So we have the value of 24 and already we have calculated the value, right? 24, yes, 24. Now what we need to have? We need to have the x2 bar. This one is when we apply the three moment theorem for BC and CD span, that will be useful. So x2 bar. Now what is x2 bar? CG distance of area A, this one is A2, of A2, directly I am writing A2 from B. So what will be that value? A plus L2 by 3. So what will be the value? 2, A value is 2 plus L2 is 5 by 3. So 2.33. And now A3, what is A3? That is the area of free BMD, area of free BMD on span CD, and the length of span CD L3, and that is 4 meter. And this is a parabola. So we know the area of parabola should be 2/3 of base. The base is 4 meter and the height 6. So that will give you 16. And we need to find it the value of x3 bar. So x3 bar, what is x3 bar? That is, say I am writing it here, x3 bar, that is the CG of A3 from D. CG of A3 from D. And here this is a symmetric parabola. So obviously the CG should be at the center. So 4 divided by 2 is equals to 2. Now we all got all these values for span AB, BC here, and for span BC and CD. Now going to the next step, and the next step is apply Clapeyron's three moment theorem at any two consecutive spans and calculate the support moment and draw the BMD for the support moments. So at first we will apply this theorem, say name it A. At first we will apply this theorem for span AB and BC. So write it down. Apply three moment theorem for the span AB and BC. So for AB and BC, we have we will have three moments. So we can write MA L1 plus twice MB L2 plus L1 plus L2. Write it down. L1 plus L2 plus twice MC into L2 plus 6 A1 X1 bar by L1 plus 6 A2 X2 bar by L2 is equals to 0. Now we have all the values. Look, here we have already calculated L1. We know the value of L1 and L2. We have calculated the value of A1 X1 bar, A2 and X2 bar. We just put the values at that equation. And one more thing, what we know about this continuous beam, the A point is simply supported. A point is simply supported. That means the moment at A will be 0. So we have a condition. If for this case, For this case, MA will be equals to 0. Why? As the support A is simply support, or is a simply support, or is simply supported. Simply supported. Okay. So now put all these values which we have calculated separately. So MA 0 plus 2 into MB, and the value of L1 and L2 we know 6 and 5, plus MC, and the value of L2 is 5, is equals to, I am just taking these values on that side, so minus 6 into A1. What was the value of A1? 36 into X1 bar 2.67 divided by the value of L1 is 6 minus 6 into what was the value of A2? 24 into X2 bar. Look, 24, and the X2 bar value is 2.67. That's why you have calculated separately the value of the quantity of area and the CG distances, because we can directly now apply the theorem for these two span, and we already have the values. So 24 into 2.67 divided by 6. Now, if you simplify this equation, you will have 22 MB plus 5 MC is equals to minus 173.01. So we have one equation. Okay. Now we need to find it out the value of MB, MC, and MD. But the value of MD will be 0 because that is also a simply support. So we need to calculate the MB and MC value, two variables. That means we need one more equation, and that equation we will have for after applying the three moment theorem for the span BC and CD. Okay. So now we will apply the three moment theorem for the span BC and CD. So write it down. Apply three moment theorem for the span BC and CD. So BC and CD, B, C, D, right? So the value of L2. So L2 was 5 meter. The value of L3 was 4 meter. And here we have the moment MA. Here we have, sorry, MB. Here we have the moment MC, and here MD. So now just write the Clapeyron's three moment theorem here. So what was the theorem? MB into L2, right? Here L2 and L3. Before, for the span AB and BC, we have the span length L1 and L2. So MB into L2 plus, here we have MC. So twice MC, L2 plus L3 plus MD into L3 plus 6. Now here A2 X2 bar by L2 plus 6 A3 X3 bar by L3 is equals to 0. And here for this case, moment at D is equals to 0, because that also is simply support, as D is also a simply support. Now put the values here. So MB into L2, the value of L2 is here 5. So 5 MB plus twice mc into L2 plus L3. So 5 plus 4 plus md is 0 is equals to minus 6 into A2. What was the value of A2? Look, for span BC and CD, the value of A2 is 24 and X2 bar is 2.33, A3 is 16 and X3 bar is 2. So just put the values here. So 6 into 24 into 2.33 by 5 minus 6 into 16 into 2 by 4. So here, if you simplify this equation, you will get 5 MB plus 18 MC is equals to minus 115.1. So here the equation number 2. Now solve this equation 1. Here we have equation 1 and here equation 2. Just put it in your calculator. You will get the value of MB and MC. Or you just simply can do in any other approaches also. So calculator, put the values in the calculator, you will get easily. So after calculating, we have the value of MB. So write it down from equation 1 and 2. We have the value of MB as minus 6.84 kilonewton meter. The value of MC we got minus 4.49 kilonewton meter, and MA is 0, MB is 0. So what was that step? We need to apply the Clapeyron's three moment theorem. We need to find out the support moments. Then we have to draw the moment diagram or bending moment diagram for this support moment. So we already have the support moments, right? So now we can easily draw the support moment diagram. So A, B, somewhere here C, and somewhere here D. So in A, the support moment is 0. At D, support moment is 0. But at point B, we have minus negative moment. The value is 6.84 kilonewton meter. And at C, we have also a negative bending moment, 4.49 kilonewton meter. So just join them with inclined lines. Sorry. So this one is your bending moment diagram, negative BMD for support moments. Support moments. Now we have to draw the resultant BMD for the continuous beams. Now let's go to the initial slide here. So at first we draw the free bending moment diagram. We have calculated the free bending moments considering each span simply supported. Then we draw the bending moment diagram or free bending moment diagram. So now draw the free bending moment diagram here as well. So here we got the value 12 kilonewton, somewhere here 12. We got the value here is 9.6 and 6. Now just join them. Yes. This is the free bending moment diagram, right? We already draw it. Yes. So here the value was 12 kilonewton meter. Here the value was 9.6 kilonewton meter. Here the value was 6 kilonewton meter. E F. Now we already draw the bending moment diagram due to support moment. And now we have to superimpose that free bending moment diagram and the bending moment diagram due to that support moment. And then we got the resultant bending moment diagram. So support bending moment diagram, we also draw support. For the supports, we have here the negative bending moment 6.84 kilonewton, and here at a point C we got 4.499 kilonewton meter. So we just need to join them also. This was the negative bending moment. Yeah. So now this one is your resultant BMD. For the continuous beam. So what we done so far is just calculate the free bending moment and draw the free bending moment diagram. Then we calculate the moment at supports, then draw the bending moment diagram for the support moments, and we superimpose them. So the support moment diagram was the negative diagram, right? Look, this one is the negative diagram. So ultimately in resultant diagram, these zones and these zones, that will be cancelled out, positive or negative, and we only have the positive zone here, positive zone. Here we have positive zone, and at the tip here also we have the positive zone, and rest we will have the negative zone here. So this one is the your negative zone or negative bending moment. Here we have also negative bending moment and positive bending moment here. And positive bending moment here. Rest the bending moment will be cancelled out by positive and negative. So that will be your final bending moment diagram for these continuous beams. Now we need to draw the shear force diagram also. So to draw the shear force diagram, we need to calculate the support reaction. And our next step is to calculate the support reaction. So step 5, that one is the reaction calculation. So for the reaction calculation purpose, we draw the free body diagram of each span. Okay. So for AB span, the length is 6 meter and 9 kilonewton. Load is applied or acting at a distance 2 meter from A. Okay. So, and for BC span, similarly for CD span, we just draw the free body diagram, and we have also the moment. So here we have a hogging moment MB, and also for this span also we have a hogging moment MB. Here also we have a hogging moment MC, and why this will be hogging moment, that thing I already cleared in the last video lecture. So MC, and the value of MB and MC was 4.49 kilonewton meter and MB was 6.84 kilonewton meter. Now for these three spans, you just apply the equation of statics. So for AB span, just take moment of all forces and moments about B is equals to 0. So summation of MB clockwise positive is equals to 0. Now, if we want to take the moment B at B, so we have moment 1, that the moment MB, and MB is acting clockwise direction. So MB, okay. Now we have moment due to that reaction RA, and that RA will produce a clockwise moment. Just place your thumb here and look, the RA will just rotate that AB span about B in clockwise direction. So plus RA into 6 and this 9 kilonewton load that will produce a anti-clockwise moment. So minus 9 into the distance will be 4 is equals to 0. So from here you will have RA will be equals to 36 minus 6.84 divided by 6. So this will come as 4.86 kilonewton. Now just apply another equation. Summation of Fy is equals to 0 for this span only. So Fy is equals to 0. If we put, then Ra plus Rb will be equals to 9 kilonewton load is acting from upward to downward, and we know the value of Ra, so we can calculate the value of Rb. So Rb will be 9 minus 4.86, and that comes as 4.14 kilonewton. So Ra and Rb, this Rb, and for this span, for BC span, we need to calculate the Rb for this span, and then we need to add them to get the final Rb. Okay, here we are not applying the summation Fy is equals to 0 for the whole span. Here we are applying part by part. So we need to add the reactions, intermediate reactions part by part. Now, similarly for span BC, so BC, that one will be BC, and this one is CD. BC, again, consider the moment about C clockwise positive will equals to 0. Now, if we want to take all the forces and moments about this point, so what we will get? At first, at point C, we have a moment MC that is clockwise positive. Now, again, plus due to RB, we will get again another clockwise moment. So RB into 5. And here, the anti-clockwise moment MB is acting, minus, again, for the 8 kilonewton load, we will have an anti-clockwise moment. So 8 into 3 will be equals to 0. So from here you get the value of RB. So RB will be equals to 24 minus 4.49, the value of MC, plus 6.84 divided by 5, and that comes as 5.19 kilonewton. So again, you apply the summation Fy is equals to 0 here. So you will have RB plus RC will be equals to 8. So you can have the value of RC is equals to 8 minus 5.19. So that comes as 2.81 kilonewton. Now again, for the span of CD, consider the moment at D clockwise positive is equals to 0. You can also take the moment about C or moment about B, whatever you want. Okay, you will get the same values. So here for these cases, we will get RC into the distance 4 minus that anticlockwise moment MC, and for UDL load we will have again negative moment, so minus 3 into 4 square by 2 is equals to 0. So from here we get the value of RC will be equals to 7.122 kilonewton, and the value of apply summation Fy is equals to 0. So you will have RC plus RD is equals to 4 into 3, 12. So 12 minus 1.22, that gives you the value of RD. So RD will be equals to 4.88 kilonewton. So now write it down the final values. So now we need the final values. So RA, RB, RC, RD. So what will be the value of RA? 4.86 kilonewton. So 4.86 kilonewton. What will be the value of RB? The value of RB will be the summation of RB we got from the span AB, and the RB we got from the span BC. So write it down, the two values, 5.19 plus 4.14. So that comes as 9.33 kilonewton. And the value of RC, we need to add them, RC from BC and RC from CD. So 2.81 plus 7.12. 2.81 plus 7.12. So 9.93 kilonewton. And the value of RD, 4.88, 4.88 kilonewton, 4.88 kilonewton, 4.88 kilonewton. Okay, so now we have the reactions values, and now we can easily draw the shear force diagram. So I will proceed with the shortcut method, and you can proceed with the section method. Okay, and in the last videos I have explained about the section method also. So just draw the SFD. Okay, so here I will try to draw the SFD here. Okay, so tell me, at point A, what will be the value of shear force? The value of shear force will be RA, and RA is acting upward, so we'll have upward RA. And the value of RA, so write the values of RA, RB and RC. So RA was 4.86, 4.86 kilonewton. RB is equals to 9.33 kilonewton. RC is equals to 9.93 kilonewton, and RD is equals to 4.88 kilonewton. Okay, so here at point A we have the value of RA, and the RA value is 4.86 kilonewton. Now in between A and E there is no load acting, so straight line. Then at point E, 110 kilonewton downward load is acting. So that 10 kilonewton, that will make it down by 4.86, and again this value will be 10 minus 4.86. 10 minus 4.86, so that will give you, sorry, 9, not 10 kilonewton. This one is 9 kilonewton load. 9 kilonewton. So make it correct. Okay, this one was 9 kilonewton. So at that initially I was told that 10, but we make the calculation based on that 9 kilonewton. Okay, so this one is 9 kilonewton, not 10 kilonewton. So let me check again. Yeah, the later sides I have write 9 kilonewton. So please correct it. 9 kilonewton. Okay, so 9 kilonewton. So here we have 9 minus 4.86. That will be equals to 4.14 kilonewton. Then in between E and B there is no load acting, so that will be straight line, and the value here will be 4.14 kilonewton. Now here we have a support reaction RB, and the value of RB is 9.93. So that will lift it up upward direction, and the value here we get 9.93 minus 4.14, and that will come as 5.19. Okay, now in between B and F there is no load acting, so straight line. Now at point F we have a 8 kilonewton downward load. Okay, so 8 kilonewton downward load. So we have 5.19 positive and 8 kilonewton negative. So down, and the value here will be 8 minus 5.19. 8 minus 5.19. So that will give you 2.81. So 2.81. Now in between F and C there is no load acting, so straight line. Again at point C we have a value RC. So up to this we have the shear force 2.81. Then we have a negative 2.81, and again at point C we have a reaction positive 9.93. So we'll make it upward, and this value will be 9.93 minus 2.81. So that comes to 7.12. So up to this we got the value, and at D point we have a reaction 4.88 kilonewton. Now just I am drawing this diagram from this side, from right hand side, and from right hand side, if we want to analyze, or if we want to draw the bending moment diagram, then the upward force is negative, and here we have a UDL, so that will be a inclined line. So I just draw it with shortcut method, and you can prefer the section method to draw it if you have any confusion. Otherwise you just follow the shortcut method. If you are comfortable with this, then go with this. Okay, so here we have positive shear forces here, negative shear forces here, positive shear forces again here, negative shear forces here, positive, negative. This is your shear force diagram. Okay, so I hope for continuous beams, for 2-span and 3-span continuous beams, how to draw the shear force bending moment diagram, how to find out the reactions, these all things, now I think this is clear. Okay, so for now that's, thank you.